Here goes Tony Dobbs, the man from Fairley. Up on the front stand, a very experienced competitor. Been watching him clip sheep for a number of seasons. And the grey hair shows he's been at the job a little bit longer than I've been watching him. A grand expert at the job. Alan Oldfield, one of the young brigade in the big blade competition. About 200 mils long those blades are, as they're handling with ease and just gliding it through the wool, shearing really opposite to what the machine shearer does as he lays the sheep now right open for you to see as they barrel up the long blow. Oh, a good start here from Mike McConnell. He's had a bit of a tough day. He had a blown up face and got a tooth pulled out, and he's back up here on the board just like that. Full of antibiotics, no doubt, but we won't drug test him just at the moment. As he comes across the shoulder on the last side, Tim Hogg's had a good start there on stand number 4. Tim from Rolleston. Down in there on Scott Mackay from Clarence is coming over the shoulder on the last side. A little bit sticky for Phil Oldfield from Geraldine on the 6th stand, but he'll be hanging in there to the last. They've got 5 of these sheep to shear, Jack. And who do you think's going to get the first one out and put the cat among the pigeons and get everybody chasing them?
Yeah, Scott Mackay's had an absolute little peeler to start with, folks, on stand 5. Really pumping that last side. Way in front of the rest of the field at the moment. He's only got about 3 shots. Little bit of a tickle, and out she goes down the porthole. Current world champion Alan Oldfield sitting back a little bit. Mike McConnell pushing hard. He's nearly finished. Stand 3 goes down the porthole. In the pen for sheep 2. Back on the board for Mike. Finishing touches for Tony Dobbs, the old master. Wee bit of dirt in the back of that one. Gives the blades a quick hone out. Scott Mackay, though, he's already deep into the undermine. Steps through. Takes the top knot off around the back of the head. Opposite to the normal machine way. Tim Hogg back on the board, along with Alan Oldfield. Finishing touches then for Phil. Coming over that last side, absolutely polished that sheep, nothing left on it. He's going to have to pick up the pace though, because the man beside him, Scott Mackay, is already round into the first shoulder. Cleaning out that back sock. Alan Oldfield doing a great job there. Up the neck for Tony Dobbs. But coming down under that first shoulder, Scott Mackay, he's really swept out in front now.
He ripped into that first one in around about 225, Jack, and he's making the most of his advantage at the moment. You always need somebody to be out in front. Things can change if the sheep doesn't quite meet up to his expectations further into the job. But he's winding himself up the long blow now. Smoking it out. What does he do in about 7 or 8, 9 shots up the backbone there as he just doesn't go any further than the backbone. He turns onto the last side now. It's all about how the wool lays on the sheep, which side you attack it from. So down over the shoulder he's about to swing. Bursting up the long blow is Mike McConnell from Albury. Working hard, driving hand. He's a little bit of support in his elbow this time. Must be feeling the strain a little bit from that original heat there before we had the breakage or the stop for tea. Tim Hogg from Rolleston punching up the long blow. Down onto the last side goes the experience of Tony Dobbs. Alan Oldfield had a good start in the elimination rounds, but he's just feeling the pace a little bit at the moment as he turns onto the last cheek. Right out the last leg is a Scott Mackay. Phil Oldfield dropping into the long blow now. You'll just see how those blade blows are going across the sheep or straight down the belly from the backbone to the bottom of the rib. Great shots as Tim Hogg comes across the last side now. He's about to swing away from the crowd. And then he'll flip the sheep forward as he drops it down the porthole. Oh, they haven't given up, these guys. Still a good shear there by Scott Mackay. Here comes Alan Oldfield. Coming down the last side, Tony Dobbs, give him another quick whiz of the old stone on the blades. Phil Oldfield turning for home. Mike McConnell says, yeah, I need to go there too, put a bit of an edge on. Tim Hogg coming out the last leg. There's nothing much between these guys, Jack. They're really keeping well together and making it easy for us here on the bench.
Yeah, Alan Oldfield's coming back into the picture too, not too far behind. Finishing touches for Sheep 2. Remember to give those cards a flick over, please, guys, just so our timekeepers know where the shearers are at. Tim Hogg dives in the pen.
We'll just have to keep an eye on it. We've got sheep number 3 on the board. As down the last side comes Phil Oldfield. The last to go in for sheep number 3. They've got 5 to do. More than capable of going all day at this game. These great clippers. The pace still there on Scott Mackay from Clarence on stand number 5. He said, crikey, I'm going to earn a beer after this one. I'm almost halfway through the job. As he rolls it up the long blow. Down there on stand number 6, a quick flick out the door. Sheep sees all the daylight and heads down to the judging pen. Tim Hogg steps up the neck. Opening up the first off shoulder now is Mike McConnell. Likewise as Alan Oldfield. A little bit further advanced is Tony Dobbs from Fairley. Down here on the front stand, rolling it up. Big shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit of trouble getting up over the rump on that one, but he's away now. Must have been a little bit of condensed wool, and he turns onto the last side. Quite a bit of yellow in this wool, so that the grease is there, but maybe not quite flowing for the blades to help them out, Jack.
Yeah, that grease hasn't quite lifted yet, John. Still a little bit yellow, especially along the back of the sheep where the water sits. Tony Dobbs sneaking over that last shoulder. A little bit more intricate around those shoulders. You see them doing a few smaller snips. And when they hit the more open part of the sheep, like the long blow, they push the blades through the wool and cut at the same time to chew off a bit more. Alan Oldfield then coming over that last shoulder. Cleaning off a few fribs as he goes. Scott Mackay, though, finishing touches on sheep 3. Mike McConnell's really caught him up now, not too far back off the leader. Scott Mackay, though, he's really going for it. Very good lead at the moment. But Alan and Mike, they're coming back at him. Tim Hogg not too far behind, along with Tony Dobbs. Phil Oldfield then sitting back doing the quality job. Down into the kutiroa, folks. That means the long blow. Mike McConnell has a little bit of a slip with the stone. Gives those blades a quick hone up. Through and up the neck, though, is Scott Mackay. Back on the board for Tony Dobbs and Alan Oldfield. Tim Hogg right out that last hind leg. Cleaning up those socks. 2 strokes per sock, remember, guys. They're going well. Mike McConnell's back on the board. Scott's pulled away a bit more, though. Pretty sure he's got his other set of blades on now. Getting a great cut he is down on stand 5. Under the tail for Alan Oldfield and Tony Dobbs. Quite an artwork, this blade shearing, folks. Shearers don't tend to hit their prime until they're about 50 or 60. Takes many years of experience to get up to this level.
Oh, there's still a chance for me then.
Absolutely, John. We expect to see you up there next year.
I just remember watching back at the World Champs a few years ago when the South Africans come across by. Crikey, they could wield the steel. Magnificent shearers. But in shearing under totally different conditions to what our shearers in New Zealand work with, and these guys are pumping away. Can have a hell of a conversation with the wool handler. There's no machine noise, there's no humdrum of the radio pumping along, or maybe there is just to break the silence. Out the last leg comes Phil Oldfield from Geraldine. Turning for home here is Alan Oldfield. Sheep number 4 on the board for him, is it? Just check those numbers as they drop out. We've got Tim Hogg coming around the first off shoulder now. Down the last side though with half a dozen, maybe 7 or 8 shots to go. That means squeezing those steel blades about 7 or 8 times in each shot he puts in. Turning for home now is Mike McConnell. Tony Dobbs coming over the shoulder on the last side. Alan Oldfield under the shoulder. Phil Oldfield down on 6 has got another one on the board. Down the porthole goes sheep number 4. Here goes Scott Mackay from Clarence. They've been bellied out, these sheep, to make it a little bit more spectacular, a little bit less dangerous for the animal. As Tim Hogg turns for home. Tony Dobbs putting the finishing shots here on the front stand. One in the box for him. Mike McConnell just eased back off the pace a little bit. But he's working hard. He's come here under extreme pressure. And he's battling to make it work for himself. He wants to get into that final first prize. In goes Tony Dobbs. Alan Oldfield steps into the pen. The power of the young shearer. Down the belly he goes. Cleaned up and down the first off leg. So quick doing that belly, I just missed it completely. There we go. Mike McConnell changes the blade now. Gets ready to get into the pen for the 5th and final sheep. But it's all the pace from Scott Mackay. Into the first off shoulder. Rolling it up. Lowering the sheep down very slowly. The sheep sitting and behaving and doing what all good sheep should do. Relax and let the shearer get on with the job. But it's not as always the case. And up the long blow he pumps. Change a blade or just a bit of a wind up there for Tim Hogg as he goes in for his 5th and final sheep. Phil Oldfield still got one in the pen. He comes over the last shoulder. Tony Dobbs dropping into the first off shoulder jack. Closely followed by Alan Oldfield and Mike McConnell coming along behind him.
Yeah, Tony and Alan, I bet they're wishing they'd eaten a few more wheat bix to catch up to Scotty. Because young Scotty on stand number 5 is flying, folks. He's got his 5th and final sheep out. He's coming over that last side. He's going to have to handle the pressure for another minute. And then he's going to be first man off. I don't think these other guys are going to catch him at the moment. Nearly got a sheep round Phil Oldfield of 6. Right over the hip he goes. Alan Oldfield then into that last shoulder. Scott McKay coming down the last side. Alan's making a good comeback, folks. Not too far behind Scotty now. Tony Dobbs turns for home. Wee bit back off the pace from Alan. Having a very strong share though, folks, is the young man on 5, Scott McKay. Here he goes, folks, right out that last side. 2 more shots for Scotty. Put your hands together, folks. First man off in the open blade shearing.
Certainly a great shear, but there's still places to be fought for. He might have won the speed stakes, but it's on quality as well. Judges are on the board, are looking for any second cuts to the wool. There goes a good finish by Alan Oldfield. He certainly flew home there and let Scotty get away to a great lead, but he flew home on that last sheep. Out the last leg comes Tony Dobbs from Fairley. Over the last side, under the shoulder and down and out to the flank goes Mike McConnell. There goes Tony Dobbs, very experienced competitor. Mike, I say, he was away in the waiting in A&E for a little while to get a tooth extraction. So he's come back. Had a few painkillers and gritting his teeth as he rolls out the last leg. Tim Hogg coming across the shoulder on the last side. There goes Mike McConnell, ladies and gentlemen. Good effort, Mike. Still a little bit of a race on. Can Phil Oldfield pick up Tim Hogg? Come on, Phil. Show all that experience and just whiz out that last side. But Tim's going pretty strongly. He's come under the shoulder now. Working away across the rib cage, directly in line the way the rib cage goes. Puts the big shot out along and cleans up the sock. He wants to get maximum points on the sock wool. And that's not maximum points taken off. He wants them left on. Out the last leg he pokes. Over the tail. Just easing his sheep back nicely so the wool comes up to meet him. Probably cheated a little bit on the undermine, but he's got it done and dusted now and down the hole. Beautiful shear, Tim. Well done. And not too many shots behind Phil Oldfield from Geraldine. He's a master blaster from the past. Don't worry about this man. Represented New Zealand there in 2017 down at Invercargill in the Worlds. Blasting out the last side. I reckon you could just about say all these shearers deserve a DB if they so desire the taste. As they work it out, Phil Oldfield, half a dozen blows to go. Out the last leg now. Judges getting a sneaky little look. And just seeing how he's going. Getting a little bit dark down on that corner. He might be able to fool him a little bit. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. He said, thank my goodness. We've seen the end of that sheep. Ladies and gentlemen, as these shearers move off the stage to the right, please. Shearers off the stage. Timmy, go the other way, fella. Thank you. Off to the right, gentlemen. Thank you very, very much. Our New Zealand Blade Shearing finalists here at the Spring Shears. So we've just got a little bit of organisation to do here before we move on to the machine shearing, starting with a novice shear.
Can we have the novice finalists up the front, please? We're just getting the droppers put back on. We'll get the names changed and we're going to have you straight up, please. So you novice guys know who you are?
So we'll just keep trucking along with all the rest of the finals and the machine shearing from now on in. Starting with this novice machine, followed by the junior, then the women's final, then the intermediate, then the senior, and the novice as well. This novice machine final is sponsored by Chris Shave Contracting and Blair's Motors Repair.
Can we have the junior finalists up the front to do the draw, please? All the junior shearers. Emma, Robin, Sam, Lydia, Caleb and Donnie. Sam's not here, so Connor Wilkinson instead. right, let's get the names up, please, and we'll get them on the board. We're going to have Holly on 3, Tracy on 4, Ruben on 5, Hoani on 6. Jordan's on 1, you had that right. Jordan's on 1, you had that right. Jordan, Cody. All right, John, let's get him up on the stage. Make a bit of noise, folks, for the novice finalists this afternoon. Please welcome to stand number 6, Hoani Weepeka. Come on up, Hoani, where are you, mate? On to stand 6, please.
On stand number 5, Ruben Wilkinson.
On 4, Tracy Patton.
Holly Whakarau on stand number 3.
Cody Waihape on to 2.
And Jordan Rookie up on the front stand.
Not me on the top board. One sheep each to share in the final, folks, so there'll be no mucking around. Let's get the judges back out, please. No judges on the board. Brilliant. Alrighty, they're all on the board, folks. Let's get underway. Thumbs up from the boss.
Ken Payne, the referee, just making sure everything's right. Looks like we're good to go. Okay. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. They've removed the obstacle of the judges so that these young people don't get all nervous and what have you. But they've got some reliable person in their pen just going to talk them through any wee problem they might have and to act as an assistant. Back socks to be taken off. Back socks to be taken off. So here we have Hoani Weepeka there on stand number 6. Ruben Wilkinson on the 5 stand. Tracy Patton, Holly Whakarau, Cody Waihape and Jordan Rookie. Very casual indeed as they approach the undermine on their first sheep, their only sheep. So the quality points are really counting this one, Jack, don't they?
Certainly, John, the quality points are absolutely paramount. One stroke will be 1 whole point. Hoani Weepeka then, he's sweeping down into that undermine. Keeping it on the skin. Beautiful pink job coming off. First through up the neck, though, we got Jordan Rookie and Ruben Wilkinson. Making no race of it. They want that first prize today. They'll be making sure to take all the wool off and leave all the skin on. Cody Waihape takes off the top knot. Good pedigree from the young man on stand 2. Jordan and Ruben then swinging around into that shoulder. Tracy Patton finishes off the undermine.
It's good to see them having a crack at this novice. Very important that we keep putting new people into the shearing industry, because every year goes by, those senior open and a lot of intermediate shearers are getting a bit older and they're finding different occupations, so we need to replenish our stock of shearers, whether it be male or female. And it's good to see these people keen to have a crack here at the spring shears. This sheet's been a little bit tricky for Waimate down there on stand number 6 as he tries to remove that first off leg. Not quite sure how to approach it, but he needs to keep using his wrist on the right hand to turn that handpiece to float across the skin. Wilkinson on stand number 5. He's settled into the job and coming across the shoulder on the last sides, and right behind him is Rookie up here on the front stand. Not too far away is Waimate on the 2. Into the long blow goes Holly Whakarau, rocketing up the long blow. Into the long blow, Trace Patton. Full of concentration. Trying to keep the job right. Waimate settled down now, and the sheep settled down. He was always as keen as mustard, and he rolls one over the backbone and about to turn on the last side of the sheep, but under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Looks like it's going to be Ruben Wilkinson taking the speed stakes away in this one, Jack.
Yeah, the young man on 5's going pretty good, John. Jordan Rookie not too far behind, along with Cody, but Ruben Wilkinson right out the hock he goes, rolls that handpiece under the sock. Done a beautiful job. He's got 2 shots left over the tail. One more. Get the pull cord, Ruben. Well done, young fella. Out he goes on stand 5. 2 seconds in front of Jordan. Cody Waihapē Jr. stroking along that last side then. Rolls under the hamstring, right out to the toenail. The 2 lasses, Holly Whakarau, doing a beautiful job too. Pulls up the skin, cleans off the fribble. Trace Patton turns for home. Under the cheek she goes. Out for Cody on stand 2. And Hoani Wipaki on stand 6 is out the last side as well. Not too far ahead of Holly. Good close race between these novice shearers, John. They've put on a good show for us tonight.
They certainly have, and it's cracking the evening off to a good pace. Trace Patton comes over the shoulder on the last side. They were being as nervous as hell when they're up here drawing for their stands. You just got to remember to keep breathing. Keep breathing, keep the brain working. Good shear there by Hanui Waimate. Out the last leg now for Holly Whakarau. To the top of the shoulder for Trace Patton. It'll be down to the judges in the final judging. As I say, it's not all about the pace. It's about the quality out the back that counts. If you've left it on the board, they will take it off out the back. Very strict. The sheep will be tipped up, laid on its backside so the judges can see right underneath it. Don't worry about the front sock as long as you take the off to the knee. Down and out to the flank. Comes Trace Patton. Just about to pop the head forward. She's just feeling a little bit of pressure from that sheep. And the sheep says, well, I don't mind sitting like that as you come out the last leg, Trace. Keeping it flat, getting every whisker. Going to make sure that this sheep looks absolutely polished out in the paddock tomorrow. A couple of 3 shots left. She rolls out over that last rump, right out to the toenail. She's making it that clean. She probably wants to bring a toothbrush along as well and tidy up the teeth. But a great shear from these young competitors. 1 shot, down the hole it goes. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our 6 novice finalists.
Up next we have the junior final. So all junior finalists to the left-hand side of the stage, please. Can we have the women's shearing final up to the front for the draw, please?
That novice event was sponsored by Chris Shaves Agriculture Contracting and Blair's Motor Repairs. This next event, the junior final over 2 sheep for shearers that are shorn up to 205 in an 8-hour day, is sponsored by the Makihiki Fries, Clifton Downs and Lister.
All right, folks, we got the names on the board. Let's get the junior shearers on the stage. On to stand number 6, Caleb Brooking.
Robin Kraus on stand at number 5.
Donnie Stringer on to 4.
Connor Wilkinson on stand number 3.
Lydia Thompson on 2.
And Emma Martin up on the front. Young Emma Martin's going to be a busy girl. She's going to have to get off the stage after this competition and shear in the women's. Two sheep to shear in this event. I apologise, 3 sheep in the book, 3 sheep in the book. So they're just checking it out. They'll have their seconds in the pen, just helping them out, a little bit of advice. Just young competitors. Oh, they get a reject. So they pick out the biggest and the ugliest. Just make sure you don't knock your hampies round as you let it down the porthole.
Serious business, this sheep selection, folks. There's $300 up for grabs in this junior final. Give them 3 or 4 years and they could be up in the open. So it's a fairly quick progress stepping through the grades. Often 1 season in each grade, and boom, you're up there with the top guns.
I think he's trying to get rid of 1 too many. That's as well we caught him. 3 sheep to shear. Shearers on the board. They tell me there's a Jim Carner at Pleasant Point in the near future. Don't be afraid to go and support that. Wrist the referee, are you happy enough? Thumbs are up. Could we have the shearers to the board? We've got all the judges in lined up. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. And we're off and going on this one. Emma Martin from Gore up on the front stand. On 2, we got Lydia Thompson from Rangiora. Connor Wilkinson from Wyndon down on the deep south. Donnie Stringer from Ranfurly on the 4 stand. Robin Kraus from Germany on 5, and Caleb Brooking down there on stand number 6. Who's it going to be? Spook their fellow contestants and drop one down the porthole in about a minute and 40 seconds maybe. But they're very, very careful. Just the inexperienced shearers. Shearing under 205 in an 8-hour day. They'll be loving these sheep. They're nice and round. They're a little bit active. So they're not going to lay down there and let you do it easy. You're going to have to control these sheep. Move your sheep with every blow. Breathe as you go along. Do not starve yourself of oxygen, because you need your brain power to be working at 100%. As up over the top now comes Robin Krause on stand number 5. But the pace is all coming from Brooking down there on stand number 6. As he turns off the long blow and onto the last side. He's going along pretty good. Into the long blow now goes Donnie Stringer. Connor Wilkinson. He had a lucky chance of getting into this final because one of the shearers pulled out. So he was the next one in. Obliged us. And he's going to make every post a winning post. Well, that's his plan. Robin Krause down into the first off shoulder. Into the long blow. To the top of the shoulder on the last side. Emma Martin on the front stand from Gore. But the pace looks like Jack from Caleb Brooking down there on the far end.
Yeah, the young gun all the way from Ashburton. Caleb is in the pen already, folks. Sheep 2 out on the board. Emma Martin on 1, not too far back off the pace as well. Top qualifier in the heats and semi-final. Over the hock goes Emma. Caleb Brookin settles that one back down. Getting ready to take the belly wool off. All these other shearers then are on that last side. Donnie Stringer settles her back down, lifts her up into a more comfortable position. Emma Martin shoots in the pen. Excellent quality from the previous rounds from the young lady. She's got the women's final up next. She'll want to save a bit of energy for that one too. Right out the hock for Lydia Thompson. Top of the shoulder for Connor Wilkinson. Donnie pushes that one down the porthole. But already way up the backbone is Caleb Brookin on stand number 6. Shearing very well as the young man. Robin Krause out the last hind leg. Shearing out to the toenail. Caleb Brooking steps through and up the neck he goes. Breaks open the neck wool. Emma Martin pushing hard to catch up. Firing into that undermine. Top knot off for Emma. She's only 4 or 5 shots behind Caleb now. She's making a good comeback. Robin Krause back on the board with sheep number 2, John.
Oh, we're just taking notice of Emma Martin up there on the front stand. She's had a good shear. She was in the money yesterday in the clean shear. She'll be in the money again today. Had a great spring shear here at Waimate as Emma Martin. And she has another competition to shear directly after this one. So she's had a full booking. Down over the last side on stand number 6 comes Brooking. Holds that head nice and high above the kneecaps. The longer you can hold that sheep in that position with a nose forward, the better off you'll be, because it'll save the sheep slipping down towards the porthole. There'll be time enough to let her go as he rocks down the last side. About 4 shots and he'll have that one done. 3 sheep to shear, and he's going to be the first in for number 3. Last side starting now for Emma Martin. Robin Krause is up the neck. Into the long blow goes Donnie Stringer. Connor Wilkinson. Second sheep on the board, and the undermine almost completed. Lydia Thompson from Rangiora. Round the back of the head she comes. Really trying to push this Hampies along now. The heat's gone out of the sun, so the sheep may be just getting a little bit gluey. But they're shearing beautifully well. Over the shoulder of the last side from Stringer. But the third and final sheep on the board for Caleb Brooking. Robin Krause, the lady from Germany on the 5 stand, rocking it up the long blow. The quality's absolutely exceptional here. I doubt whether they're getting too many strokes on the board and out the back, Jack, as Emma Martin completes the task and gets the last one out of the box.
I think Emma Martin's had a cracking teacher, folks, because her quality is just beautiful on stand number 1. Sheep 2 goes down the porthole. Caleb Brooking, though, he's starting to sneak out a bit more. Shears up to the base of the ear. Change of steel for Donnie Stringer. He'll be back on the board with sheep 3 in no time. Connor Wilkinson under that first shoulder, setting up for the long blow. Lydia Thompson rolling out the last hind leg. Robin Kraus shearing down to the flank on stand 5. But it's going to be Caleb Brooking, folks. Just about got a sheep around Connor Wilkinson. Caleb turns for home. Sweeps off over the cheek. Having a great shear on stand number 6 is the young man. Lydia Thompson pops her down the porthole. In the pen she goes for sheep number 3. But it's the young man with the big Tamoko. He's got it pumped up down the end there, folks. Really setting out now. Way in front of the rest of the field. He's had a beautiful shear, folks. 2 more shots for Caleb Brooking. Out he goes on stand number 6.
Oh, a beautiful shear, all right. But there's still work to be done for the other 5 competitors. Robin Kraus has got a 3rd and final sheep on the board. Connor Wilkinson had one that wanted to dance. I'm sure he'll want to take it to a barbecue tomorrow. Down and out to the flank. He's about to roll. Pops the head forward. She really didn't want to lose her 90 this one as he comes out the last leg. Into the long blow goes Emma Martin from Gore on the front stand. Very slowly and very deliberately pushing the blows down to the underminers. Lydia Thompson. Shots now. One up over the tail, followed by another one to make sure there's no wool in it hooked up on that last side. But in goes Connor Wilkinson, the fellow from down in Wyndham and Southland. He'll be just enjoying the opportunity of getting into this final. But he's still got a chance of taking away some prize money. Whatever it may be, a little bit of an answer on stand number 2 for Lydia. Readjust your feet. Turn your toes and whisper sweet nothings in his ear. Just get the wool off as quick as you can. As Donnie Stringer comes under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Working it out. Fresh steel on now. Just these young shearers at the pleasure to watch. As he comes right out the last leg, cleans up the sock. There goes Emma Martin, completes the task. She's had a bit of a battle, but she's got another battle to come as well. There goes Donnie Stringer, finishes the job. Turning for home is Robin Kraus. Connor Wilkinson steps up the neck. Lydia Thompson. Concentration is very important here. Don't worry about what the rest of the world is doing. You've got 3 sheep to remove the wool in the best workmanlike fashion you can. You're doing a fine job so far. Keep it all together. Don't let yourselves down. Out under the front shoulder she comes. Out under the front shoulder goes Robin Kraus. Pushing that handpiece, it's almost glued to the skin as she rocks down that last side, trying not to incur any second cuts to the wool. While she may not be using the whole 13 teeth, she's got about 10 of them in operation as she comes down and out that last leg. Comb and cutter still going fine. Down the porthole for Lydia Thompson. Down the porthole now for Robin Kraus. And we just have our young Wyndham shearer, Connor Wilkinson, spinning for home as he comes across the shoulder. Down and out to the flank he goes. A little bit of work to do in the sheep just yet. But he's working hard. He's earned his place here. Made the effort to come to the show for a start. And here he is in the final of the junior. And it's sponsored by Markihiki, Fries, Clifton Downs and Lister. Out the last leg. Just looking to shave that bit of a whisker on the top of the flank. Looking inky pinky. Not frazzled at all. That's both the shearer and the sheep, so he's done a marvellous job. Last blow. Hit the button, mate. You pulled the dropper. Well shawled by crikey. So those shearers off to the right, please.
We have the women's shearing final up next, folks. So I'm pretty sure we have 3 of the ladies from that final in the next final. So we'll just give them a quick chance to change a comb and cutter. Grab a glassing final.
Just while we wait for our contestants to reevaluate their gear, we will draw for the intermediate machine. Shearers, Josh Devane, Aidan Tarrant, Will Sinclair, Jordan White, Jack Pringle, Ruby Stone. Will you come to the announcers table, please, to draw for a stand? Next up.
He's not here. Aidan Tarrant, can we have you up the front, please?
Pick a cap, mate. Pick a cap. Number 3.
So we just got a 2-minute break, folks, while we let Emma and Lydia change a comb and cutter. We'll just wait till they give us the thumbs up, and we'll get them back up on the stage. Intermediate after the women's final? Intermediate after the women's final? Yep.
The program is at the moment. We're running to time pretty much, so we have the women's final next, sponsored by Alice Lee Farms. And then we move on to the intermediate machine final. And then the senior final.
All right, let's get the woman finalists up to the front left-hand side of the stage, please. Pretty sure those girls have got their gear changed, so let's get underway. Just a big shout out to Cole Lahulia watching on the live stream. Chebo. Right, John, let's get this final underway.
Test. Okay, stand number 6 from Rangiora, Lydia Thompson. Big round of applause, please.
On stand 5 from Gore, Emma Martin.
From Masterton, Chrysler Abraham on the 4 stand.
From Alexandra, Funi Waihape onto 3.
From Pew Pew, we have Sasha Bond on the 2.
And the King Country Lass on stand 1, Savi Taitoko.
They got a big challenge up here. They've got 6 in their pen, Jack, and they're allowed to put one down the porthole. Shear 5. We'll see a bit of pace this time round. I don't think they're going to let the brakes off. This is a bit of a cat fight up there. Well, I might get my ears clipped if I'm not careful. Emma Martin, Lydia Thompson just come off. Shearing in that junior final. So they're going to be warm. Just hope they've had a quick drink of energy drink. The right tonic.
So we're going to have to see a bit more pace from these ladies now, folks. Pretty sure they only short 2 or 3 in the heats. With 5 to do, the pace is going to be a lot more important.
So just a quick look over the pen and we'll have you this side of the door. It'll be awesome. I don't think the farmer's going to like these woolly sheep going back, but anyway, somebody's got a job tomorrow to go and clip the rest of them. Shearers on the board. So it looks like we're all settled on the reject sheep. They are big, strong, and powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to set them alight. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. And we're off for here in this women's final. Sponsored by Alice Lee Farms. As we've talked about it before, there's a lot of women in the game nowadays. Shearing competitively in the shed, in the workforce. Once upon a time, it was just a bit of a hobby. Now we have women capable of shearing towards 700. Best dressed when they go out on the paddock, just like the ladies like to be best dressed when they go down the street. Here we are, but they're mean, these women. They have a little bit of get up and go about them. That's why they're up there on the shearing board. And there on the bottom stand number 6, Lydia Thompson, who just come off that junior final. She's decided she's going to open her up a little bit and let it go. This is the fun event. Emma Martin, she's been shearing yesterday, today, and having another crack now. This is probably about a 5th event as she drops into the long blow on stand number 5. Chrysler Abraham from Masterton. Sure, extremely well. I think she qualified about 2nd into this event. She sneaks across the last side, cleaning up the top of the shoulder and right out the last leg, remembering the back socks have to come off. To the top of the shoulder, Funi Waihape. She had a good shear in the elimination round. Sasha Bond up the long blow. She's more than capable of rocking one out in about 50-odd seconds if she gets the right one. Savi Taitoko from Aria under the shoulder and right on the pace as well. There's nothing in it at the moment, but it could be Lydia Thompson down there. No, it's Kushla Abraham's going in. Whoa, in goes Fooney as well, Jack. That's a tight one at the moment.
We got a hell of a race right down the board, folks. Fooney and Kushla win in the pen together. Lydia Thompson a few seconds back behind them. Savvy Tai Toko back on the board as well. Finishing touches for Emma Martin. Sasha Bond right out the toenail on sheep number 1. But it's the young lady all the way from the North Island. Kushla Abraham is into the undermine first. Very strong wool handling competitor. Won that big title in Alexandra last weekend. She'd love to take home the women's title here from Waimate. Up the neck she goes. Fooney takes off the top knot. Savvy swings round into the undermine along with Lydia. Sasha's playing catch up. She's nearly coming back into the picture now. Round the back of the head for Kushla and Fooney. Emma Martin swinging around into the undermine. But watch out because Sasha Bond has a little peeler, folks. She's coming back into the picture, round into the base of the ear. Sets up for the first shoulder. Kushla Abraham into the long blow. Your girls at home will be screaming at the computer. Kush, come on, mum, let's go. Turns for home is Kushla and Sasha. Here we go. We've got a good race now, folks. Stand 2 is where it's happening. Fooney's still in the picture. Top of the shoulder for Sasha and Kush. Who's going to be first in the pen? Lydia Thompson sweeping over that last shoulder. Kushla pops the head out. Got a pretty big sheep there. Controlling it well, but it's Sasha Bond, folks. She's in the pen first for sheep number 3, John.
Oh, working away. Fooney Waihappy's not too far behind as she steps into the pen. A little bit of juice starting to run off the brow now for these lady competitors. Kushla Abraham will be pleased that one's finished as he get out the porthole, you rat bag of a thing. Lydia Thompson says, I'm still in the hunt down here on stand number 6. Don't count me out. Emma Martin just hanging back a little bit. She's going to be the last one to go in for sheep number 3. But she's making a fine job of it. Coming across the shoulder. She's got some big powerful arms there. I'm sure can quicken the pace and keep the comb flat as well. Savvy Taitoki comes around the belly now. Cleans out the crutch wheel and down the first off leg. Down the undermine on stand number 6 is Lydia Thompson. Up over the top comes Fooney Waihappy. Oh, but Sasha Bond has gone for the doctor. She's let the brakes off full and she's had that mighty mix of fuel there and driving that big diesel engine down and out to the flank. She swings on the last side. Kushla Abraham needs to settle back into the pace again. There's still a couple in the pen. Just check those numbers on stand number 2, please. I know Sasha's going hard. Wouldn't be Willie again, will it? There we go. And which one do I get now, says Sasha. Out she comes with another one. Sheep are starting to jump over there. The sheep are getting excited about this final. Into the long blow now comes Kushla Abraham. Fooney Waihappy comes over the shoulder on the last side. Emma's got another one on the board. Lydia's half shorn on the sheep number 3. Long blow time here on the front stand as well. The Aria lassie. Toitoko comes across onto the last side, Jack. But it's Sasha Bond showing him a clean pair of wheels at the moment.
Savvy Taitoko is up the pace with Kushla Abraham and Lydia Thompson, folks. Nothing in it between them at the moment, but already round the base of the ear. Sasha Bond of Pew Pew. On sheep number 4. Fooney back on the board with sheep 4. Kushla's just coming over that last side. Little bit of a niggle. She's going to settle her back down. Well done, Kush. Great control there. Lydia Thompson dives in the pen. Back out with 4. But with more than half a sheep lead at the moment. Sasha Bond of Pew Pew up there in the King Country. Turns for home. Takes off the cheek wool. Pulls that head up. Straight over the shoulder and sets her up for the last side. Savvy Tai Toko back on the board. Kushla firing into the undermine, into the belly, sorry. Funi Waihape steps through and up the neck. Emma Martin a little bit back off the pace, but she's been the quality lass all morning. Guarantee she'll be doing the same in the final. A quick change of steel for Sasha. In the pen she goes for her 5th and final sheep, folks. Look at her go. Down into the belly for Sasha Bond. She's had an absolutely cracking final so far, John. What's she got left in store for us?
Well, certainly she flicks the belly way out the back. She's got plenty left in store with the way that wool flew across the board. And Chrysler Abraham's thinking now, what do I do now, Pies? I need to get some acid back on here and get the pace going, because Savvy Toitoko's coming at me here on the front stand as well. Fernie Waihape coming across the shoulder. One left in the pen for her. Sheep number 4 on the board for Emma Martin down on the 5 stand. Into the long blow is Lydia Thompson on Rangiora. Turning for home is Chrysler. Waihape's out the last leg, but it's Bond into the long blow now. Making every shot a winning one. Chrysler's picked up a couple of shots on this one as she comes over the top of the shoulder. Out over the shoulder comes the Toitoko on the front. In goes Waihape. Doing pretty well. Chrysler down the last side. Pops her head forward. Lydia Thompson down and out to the flank. She's about to swing. Oh, it's tight. Coming down to the last side across the shoulder, Jack. Looks like it's going to be Sasha Bond.
Yeah, she's really got the bit between her teeth now, folks. Sasha Bond is over that last shoulder. Lifts up the skin and cleans off the fribble. Straight out the last side for Sasha. Savvy Taitoko in the pen along with Lydia Thompson. Finishing touches to sheep 4 for Kushla Abraham. But it's the young lass on stand number 2, folks. Sasha Bond, she's going to be first off. One more shot. Out she goes on stand number 2. Well done, Sasha.
You need to get that plant turned off pretty smartly. That's what takes your time. Then goes Kushla Abraham now for number 5. Savvy Taitoko coming up over the undermine off with the top knot with 2 swoops. Oh, I think she might pick up Fernie Waihape this time round as they step up the neck together. Down the first off leg of the undermine coming up for Lydia Thompson. There's still a lot of shearing to be done here and a lot of pressure and points to be lost if you make the mistake. Down the Abraham, down the undermine, and 2 good shots. Into the long blow goes stands 1 and 3. Emma Martin finishing touches. She's still got 1 in the pen. Sheep number 5 on the board for Thompson. But here the battle for the next speed stake is Fernie Waihape on the stand 3 and up in the front stand. Savvy Taitoko. Could be Taitoko's coming away with this one as he's across the shoulder first. Into the long blow for Thompson. Into the long blow for Gordon. There's a battle coming on here to the top of the shoulder for Waihape. Who can they pick each other up? Under the shoulder for Waihape. Down and out to the flank for Taitoko. Looks like it's going to be Taitoko coming away with the speed stakes for the second off in this event. The women's event sponsored by Ellis Farms. Over the shoulder now comes Lydia Thompson. Battle there for Fernie Waihape right on the pace early. Good quality shear though by golly of the lady from Alexandra. Out the last leg comes Chrysler Abraham from Masterton. Had the early lead, had a little bit of a wriggler, has done well to maintain a composure and to turn the plant off and get that sheep down the porthole. The big whānau of the Abraham family, full of support. Finishing touch there for Lydia Thompson. And we've got Emma Martin from Gore. Not to forget Emma. She's had a hell of a show. She's still in the game. She's got the quality. Been the top of the class all the way through. Let's see if she can make it on this one. Keep pumping, Emma. Come on. You ain't got far to go. Turning onto the last side this time. Magnificent effort. Your fellow competitors will wait for you on the board, and I'm sure you're going to get a big round of applause when you complete the task. To the top of the shoulder. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Stroking it off. Come on, Em, all the way out. Right out to the toe. One over the bum. Down the hole it goes to be checked out by the judges underneath. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Emma and her fellow competitors there that have popped off before her.
Up next, folks, the intermediate final. So finalists, please come down the front and be ready. We're going to call you up. Will on to stand 5. Perfect. Okay, folks, let's get this intermediate final up on the stage. On to stand number 6 from Taihape, Josh Devane. Give him a good cheer, folks. The intermediate final coming up now.
We've got Will Sinclair from Belclutha on the 5 stand.
And your local gun on stand 4, Ruby Stone.
Aidan Tarrant from Tamaranui in the north on the 3.
On stand 2, Jordan White of Belclutha.
And up in the front, Jack Pringle from Belclutha. 5 sheep.
Senior finalists to the front, please, to do the draw.
So we're live streaming around the world. So always keep your best smile on. Be tidily dressed and be respectful of others. And just if you're having a wee drink or something to eat down the back of the hall, make sure you take your rubbish to the bins. Just a little bit of courtesy. You wouldn't leave it lying around at home. Just put your rubbish in the bins when you're about your travels. So have the shearers on the board, please. We've seen some great shearing before us this evening. We're going to see some more. Paul's the ref. Five sheep to shear. We've got the all clear. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. We're on for another final. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. We're off, and this event is sponsored by Mark Murphy and Lister. The intermediate final for 2022 here at Waimate Spring Shear. Josh Devane, the top qualifier right through the events. He's on the 6th stand from Taihape. Oh, we got a bit of Belclutha there on the big tall lean shearer, Will Sinclair. Ruby Stone from the local lass from Waimate on the 4. Aidan Tarrant from up the road, and Taramanui on the main trunk line. Jordan White from Belclutha on the 2 stand, and up in the front another Belclutha right. We have Jack Pringle. So here we go. 5 sheep to shear in this event. And we do thank the sponsors for their time and effort and the sheep owners for loaning their sheep. Mark Murphy and Lister are the sponsors of this intermediate final. Let's see how they go. The girls set a cracking pace there in the previous heat, or the previous final. Over 5 sheep, so let's see how these young gentlemen and lasses can attack it. We have a crowd favourite, of course, the hometown girl. She'll need a lot of encouragement to keep her head down and keep jarring away at this wool. With the pace down on the far end is the top qualifier, Josh Devane. Jack Pringle up here in the front stand. He says, "You're not getting away from me, young fella." Loving every minute of his Wilson Clare. Right out the last leg comes Ruby Stone on the 4. Under the shoulder and down to the flank comes young Aidan Tarrant from Taranui. He's making a real clean job. He will let loose with the brakes off shortly as Jordan White gets the sheep number 2 on the board. There's plenty of action here tonight, Jack.
Josh Devane, folks, he is top qualifier into this final. He's sweeping out in front now at the moment. Jack Pringle is 1 shot behind him on stand number 1. Aidan Tarrant back on the board, the big man from Taumaranui there in the North Island. Had a very good share in the heats and semis. He's going to have to pick up the pace a bit though, because Josh Devane is already rounded under that first shoulder. Will Sinclair steps through and up the neck. Your local lass takes off the top knot. Josh Devane though, he's 2 shots ahead of Jack Pringle. The young gun of Taihape, the mighty Gumboot Town, turns for home. Takes off the cheek wool. Pulls the head up and starts that last shoulder. Jordan White swinging round, setting up that first shoulder and will start the long blow any second. Ruby Stone swinging down. 2 more shots over the backbone. Wilson Clare into that last shoulder. But shearing right out to the toenail. Josh Devane, he's got 1 little bit of wool left. Fires it down the porthole. Fair bit of fire in these sheep straight from the hills of Waimate. Nothing tame about them. These are wild animals, folks. Jack Pringle shoots in the pen. 3 back on the board for him. Wilson Clare, he's come out of nowhere. Just about up with the pace. Jordan White finishing touches. Out the last hind leg he goes. 1 more over the tail. Nothing in it at the moment. John Legg having a great shear, all these shearers.
Oh, certainly. I've just been watching this young Tarrant go here in the middle stand. He's just a youngster, but by golly, he's doing a fabulous job. It's back off the pace a little bit, but there's 5 sheep to shear, and they've got their 3rd one on the board. Let's see how the pace goes by the time they get to the end of the job. Round the back of the head now for Josh Devane down the far end. Swinging it home. And out the last leg goes the Tarrant. Drops that one down the porthole. Ruby Stone up over the tail. She comes. She's right on the pace at the moment. Wilson Clare on the 5 stand. Into the loft shoulder now. Dropping down to the long blow. Big, strong shearer. The pace here for Jordan White is cracking as well. He's on the 2 stand. Around the back of the head he swings. Ruby Stone swinging it a couple of ahead of him. Over the shoulder on the last side though. Jack Pringle holding together. Working off that shoulder blade is Devane on stand number 6. Is what, half a shot into him. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. 1, 2, 3 maybe shots in it. The pace there is the Wilson Clare. He's starting to pick it up. Young man from down the road in Belclutha. Rounding out over the hock he goes. Devane goes in for sheep number 4. Changes the steel. Has he got a cunning plan? He might be 2nd or 3rd into the pen, but he's got the fresh gear on, and that could count. You don't want your sheep starting to kick and roll away from you when your gear's starting to pull a little bit. Out comes Ruby Stone, the young lass from Waimate on stand number 4. Working hard, keeping the eyes on that comb and cutter as it floats out across that hind leg. Down the porthole, Ruby, and get out with number 4. Just check those cards. We can't see any cards coming over on the 4 stand. Up over the top now comes Devane. That fresh gear might have helped him. because he was last into the pen of those front three shearers, and he's up the neck and around the back of the head. Jack Pringle says, you're not going without me, young chappie, and I'm coming out after you. Likewise, there's Will Sinclair to the top of the shoulder, the last side for Tarrant. Up over the top for Jordan. Into the undermine now for Stone. Nothing in it at the moment in the first two at least. Devane, though, back in command as he turns onto the last side with one in the box. Over the shoulder, down over the flank, he's about to shoot. 3 shots back is the man on the front stand, Pringle. Down and out to the flank he goes too. Nothing in it. Will Sinclair's pumping along nicely. And that Tarrant, he's still hanging in there. He's not that far behind, and he's the tail of the field there, Jack.
Josh Devane pumps that one down the port, old folks. He had a pretty slippery last side. Jack Pringle has 2 more shots, and he'll be in the pen as well. 5th and final sheep on the board for Josh Devane of Taihape. Will Sinclair is finishing off sheep number 4. Ruby Stone's playing catch up though, folks. She's back in the picture. Over the last shoulder she goes. Aidan Tarrant, top knot off. Is that sheep number 4 or 5? You fellas on stand 3. Jordan White finishing off sheep 4. He's about to go in for his 5th and final sheep, but the top knot comes off on stand 6. Steps through and up the neck is Josh Devane. Whips open the neck wool. Very good pattern coming off down on the end stand. Will Sinclair fires into the undermine. Jack Pringle is 2 shots behind him at the moment. Ruby Stone and Jordan White back on the board. Aidan Tarrant into the long blow. Is that sheep 4 or 5, you fellas? Kapua, what sheep is that? 4 or 5?
He's on sheep number 4, 1 in the pen. We're on their last one here, but down on Josh Devane. Turns for home, the 5th sheep. 5th sheep on the board on stand number 1. Jordan White hanging in there as well. Will Sinclair up the long blow in his 5th and final. Ruby Stone's got a last one on the board. There's still one for Tarrant in the middle of the field, but under the shoulder and down and out to the flank comes Josh Devane. I think he's going to take the Ringers Cup in this one. Out that last leg, the young man from Taihape. He's been a good shearer all the way in his life, right through from the novice grade, and he hits the time button to that one as he pulls his ripcord. Great shear from Josh Devane, the young fella from down in the middle of the North Island. Out the last leg, there's still a battle going on for the second place off. Will Sinclair is trying on 5, but I think it's going to be Jack Pringle up here on the front stand. The 2 Bell Clutha boys are battling it out. Pringle's going to get him, I think, Jack, as he drops that one down the porthole.
Finishing touches there for Will Sinclair. Out he goes on stand number 5. That's going to leave Jordan White and Ruby Stone to battle it out to be the next shearer off. Rolling under the hamstring, they go together. Nothing in it between them. Jordan and Ruby, well done, shearers.
Marathon effort from these young competitors. By golly, they've been a pleasure to watch. And we're still watching a young man here. I think he's only about 17. And he's rolling up the long blow. He's got a great future in front of him. He can hang on to the coattails of all these other shearers that are making him honest. Coming across that last shoulder now. Tidy up the top of the brisket there. Keeping the lead tooth down. Comb nice and flat across the skin. Working that fleece. Working the skin with his left hand. Rolls it up and coming out that last leg. Right out to the tail, over the hock. Under the tail, down the hole. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well shorn, Aidan Tarrant from Tamarunui.
Senior finalists to the front left-hand side of the stage, please.
So we just got a bit of a quick shuffle around. The sheep coming out onto the board. That is another box. A box of the good gold stuff. Very important that the pen staff check the door latches. Our wool staff are working well down here in the front, changing all the fadges. Wool press is still going hard out round the corner. I mean, an automatic press, not that hard. Getting it easy. Eight sheep to shear in this event, sponsored by RD Petroleum and Bourndale Farm, along with Backcountry Earthworks. So we're actually shearing Bourndale Farm sheep. Okay, would we like to start our senior competition by getting the shearers up onto the board? Mitchell Menzies from Ranfurly on stand number 6.
On 5, all the way from Alexandra, Scott Cameron.
The Masterton's Adam Gordon on the 4 stand.
On 3, Reuben King from Kaipoi.
Blake Crooks from Rangiora on stand at number 2.
And top qualifier into the final, Joseph Gordon on stand number 1. Can we have the open novice machine finalists to the front for the draw, please?
Eight sheep to shear, ladies and gentlemen.
Lionel, Ricky Hunter, Jordan, Willie, Corey and Toko.
Okay, just as we wait for get this open draw, we'll have the shearers this side of the door. Referee Mr. Colin Gibson giving us a thumbs up shortly. Thank you, Colin. Okay, here we go. Another one. This is getting bigger. 8 sheep. Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. We're off and flying once again, and up on the front to say the top qualifier, Joseph Gordon from Masterton. Blake Crooks from Rangiora on stand number 2. Reuben King from Kaiapoi on the 3rd. Adam Gordon from Masterton on stand number 4. On the 5, we have the Alexandra Shearer. Scott Cameron on number 6. Mitchell Menzies from Ranfurly. So here we are. Plenty of action. Those intermediate shearers were shearing 5 sheep in just a shade over 7 minutes, or up towards 8. So there's some action going to happen. These guys are going to be probably whacking these out in about 10. 8 sheep to shear from the Bourndale Farm. Beautiful shearing sheep, but they are lively. Here they come to the top of the shoulder. Everybody's pretty much got a frying pan across them at the moment. That's about how far apart they are. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank for Gordon on the front stand. Menzies down there as well on stand number 6. Who's it going to be? Maybe in the middle of the field. Oh, Reuben King. Line them up for the Port Hole boys. You must step back and get that head down the hole. Then they go for Mitchell Menzies down on stand number 6. Finishing touches there for Scott Cameron. I know he can wind into it. We've watched him go. Blake Crooks brings out sheep number 2. Make sure the handpieces are secure against the wall. Was a bit of a scrap on there for one sheep wanted to display itself. Up over the top comes Reuben King. Up over the top from Adam Gordon. Joseph Gordon up over the top. Undermine time for Blake Crooks. Oh, there's still, 6 or 7 blows cover the field at this stage, Jacko. They're on fire.
They are absolutely on fire, John. Just a quick call for our Open Novice finalists. Up to the front, please. You guys need to do the draw. Joseph Gordon, though, the top qualifier. He has really got his work cut out for him tonight because there's 5 other men really taking it to him. Absolutely nothing in it for speed right down the board. There's 5 of them turning for home together. Really good battle in the senior grade. This could be their last year in the senior. They'll be up with the big boys next year. Joseph Gordon, though, he is absolutely flying, folks. Pumps that last side out. Come from nowhere over that last shoulder. He's in the pen already for sheep number 3. Reuben King pops it down the portal. Good strong sheep, that one. He'll be pleased to see the back of that one. Adam Gordon fires it down along with Scotty and Mitchell. Finishing touches for Blake Crooks. But Joseph Gordon, you look at this young man go. He's fit and fired up. Got a bit of mana about him tonight, folks. He breaks open the neck wall and shears into the base of the ear. Adam Gordon swings round into the undermine, as does Scott and Mitchell. Top knot is off for Reuben King. But Joseph Gordon, he's really starting to slip away now. Into the long blow for Big Bad Joe. Nice long blow there. Right and deep over the backbone. Turns for home, drops over that brisket. We got 4 shearers down the other end of the board, stroking along together. Round the back of the ear for Blake Crooks. But Joseph Gordon, folks, he's looking like he'd fit into the open tonight. Shearing like an absolute demon. Right out to the toenail he goes. One more over the tail and he's in the pen for 4, John.
Well, he's half the last side ahead of the next man. As Mitchell Menzies comes down there on stand number 6. Closely followed by Reuben King. Out the last leg for Adam Gordon on the 4. Over the top of the shoulder, Scotty Cameron. He would probably like to get a bit faster going, but his sheep are just sort of not quite settling for him. Get him down the portal, guys. You got to line him up for the head first. It's a lot easier. In goes Scotty Cameron. Mitchell Menzies now the belly off and the undermine coming up for him, but Blake Crooks goes in on the 2 stand. Look out, the sheep coming out the portal. Be alive. Watch out what's going on in the pen staff. Sheep number 4 on the board, is it? Just check that sheep number on stand number 3. Don't think that's quite right. Across the shoulder now for Joseph Gordon. Under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. He's right down over his sheep and he's pumping. Woof, woof, woof. 13 teeth. He's choking that comb. Right out the last leg. Here's it and line it up again. Got to make sure that head's right down the hole. Otherwise it's going to damage some gear. Here comes Reuben King now turning for home. Likewise there's Menzies down the far end. Adam Gordon hadn't given up yet. Into the long blow now comes Blake Crooks. Scotty Cameron's just a wee bit off the pace as he drops into the first offside now. Dropping down just a little bit quick for him, but he's going well. Menzies out the last leg. But it's all Joseph Gordon up on the front. Jacko, he's away.
Yeah, Big Bad Joe on stand number 1 already has 5 out on the board. He breaks open the neck wall and shears into the base of the ear. Blake Crooks is slipping over that last shoulder. Nearly a sheep behind now, but Reuben, Adams, Scotty and Mitchell are pushing along hard. Reuben flicks out the belly wall, as does Adam. Mirror shearing on stands 3 and 4 at the moment. And Mitchell stroking along with them too, but turning for home. Joseph Gordon of Masterton. Whakaori up there in the North Island, folks. Cleans over that last shoulder. He's got a beautiful pattern and he's hitting his straps tonight. Choking that comb up beautiful on the last side. Right out to the toenail. That comb is hissing. One more over the tail. Joe's in the pen for sheep number 6. Scotty Cameron in the pen for 5. Mitchell turns for home. Straight over the brisket. Along with Adam Gordon, half a sheep back off the leader at the moment, Big Bad Joe. Smokin' Joe is down into the undermine. Big shots, really firing up now. Right up the backbone, beautiful shearing on stand number 1. He goes through and up the neck. Ruben's one is a little bit ticklish. He'll just settle her back down. Pulls her back up into position. Mitch Menzies back in the pen. 6 on the board for him. Change of steel for Adam Gordon, but into the long blow. Joseph Gordon says, bye-bye, boys. This one is mine. He turns for home. Takes off the cheek wool. Cleans up a little bit left on the brisket. Really starting to find his rhythm. He's just getting quicker, folks, as the young man on stand number 1. Right down to the flank. 2 left in the pen. Plucks a little bit of fribble off. Right out to the toenail. 1 more shot, and Joseph Gordon is in the pen, folks, for sheep number 7.
Oh, he's looking good, isn't he? He's a big, powerful lad, and he's using all his strength to control these wild young mothers. They'll be very pleased to have their wool off as quick as they are, because he's just powering it. Look at him go. The further he goes, the better he likes it. And he's making every post a winning post, or so he believes. The judges will have the final say as Menzies comes out the last leg. Right there is Scotty Cameron, but 1 back off the pace. 6 on the board and 3/4 shorn for Adam Gordon. Number 5, let's check those cards there on stand number 3, please. I'm sure he'll be on 6. Turning for home now is Reuben King. Blake Crooks there as well. Over the top, though, comes Joseph Gordon, smoking it off. All this fiber's been carted away by these wool handlers, and Joey's making them work hard because he's getting these sheep well shorn. Time of 8.5 minutes gone so far, but he's going to be banging them out in under 10 by the look of it. He's the first in for number 8. 7 on the board and half shorn for Mitchell Menzies. 6 on the board and half shorn for Scotty Cameron. Adam Gordon, the wee brother of the man at the front with the pace at the moment, he's on sheep number 7. Number 6 on the board, 7 on the board for Reuben King as it just checked those cards on stand 3. Another one on the board for Blake Crooks, but it's all up here on the front stand. Joseph Gordon, sheep number 8. As I say, there's about 9 minutes gone, and he's round the back of the head. Can he get it off? 9 minutes and 20 gone so far, and he's on his 8th. I reckon about 10 minutes to shear these, and that's what he's trying to aim for. Up the long blow he comes. Adam Gordon out the last leg. Sheep number 8 coming on for a brother. There he goes. He's puffing away, deep breathing now. The little bit of sweat starting to glisten off the shoulder. There comes Scott Cameron. Still got a couple in the pen, but it's all here on the front stand. Doing pretty well. Joseph Gordon coming out the last leg. Working it away, ladies and gentlemen. Number one qualifier, number 1 shearer, and number 1 to finish the senior final. And just a 10 and 10 unofficial. Great shear there, Jacko.
Yeah, beautiful shearing, John. Joseph Gordon did very well there. Just a quick call for Ricky Hunter Chase. Ricky Hunter Chase, if you're in the building, come up the front, please. Mitch Menzies, though, folks, he's got sheep 8 out on the board. He's going to be next man off. Straight down the porthole. Down that last side, rather. Don't count him out. He's had a great shear down there on stand 6. Right out to the toenail for Mitch Menzies of Ranfurly. 1 more over the tail. Out he goes on stand number 6.
Yeah, they're going pretty well. Reuben King's got number 8 on the board. Even I can count that far past 5. As down the first off leg he swings as Adam Gordon completes the task on stand number 4. Third off in this event. There was a lot of pace from the big brother up on the front. Still working hard is Scotty Cameron. He's got 1 left in the pen. Into the long blow. He swung off the long blow, and into the long blow goes Reuben King. Down into the off shoulder. Into the off shoulder for Blake Crooks as well. Oh, they're still dancing, these sheep, as we approach dark. They're loving it. They'll be out on the paddock before very long. The truckies have done a marvellous job. The shearers are doing a marvellous job. One left to go for Scotty Cameron. Time points are counting against these young chaps. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way the cookie crumbles. If you don't go with the flow, you get left in the wake. Across the last side for Blake Crooks, the young man from Rangiora. Kaiapoi's Reuben King puts the finishing touches in. We've guessed right, he's on his 8th and final one, because there's nothing lined up at the door. He switches off there. There's the man from Kaiapoi. Sheep number 8 almost completed now for Blake Crooks. Sheep 8 on the board for Scott Cameron. Alexander, you can be proud this young fella made the final. And he's working hard. He's had a good shear yesterday in the finals. He's up here in the crossbreds again today. Terrific stuff. Great pleasure to see these young gentlemen shear in this final. They've achieved something for 2022. They've made the spring shear final here at Waimate. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 shots to go and a round of applause for Scotty Cameron and his fellow shearers.
Ricky Hunter Chase, if you're in the building, can you make yourself known, please? The Open Machine Novice Final is up next. Martini Mason. We're just going to have a quick breather for a couple of minutes, folks. We're not sure if Ricky Hunter's here, so we're just going to get a replacement shearer. So give us a couple of minutes, charge your glasses, we'll be back into the action very soon. So it sounds like Ricky Hunter Chase isn't here. We're going to replace him with Duncan Leslie. We're just giving Duncan a couple of minutes to put some pants and mocks on and grab some gear. We'll be back underway.
Davey, come here, please. Shut the door, stand one. Come on, guys. We've got it under control down here, Mr. McLaren. Mr. McLaren, we have it under control. Thank you. You're doing pretty good at cleaning the blackboard. Are you trying to play teacher's pet? So bad luck for Ricky Hana Chase, but good luck for Duncan Leslie. He gets another shear.
Here we go, Duncan's back in the building, folks, so let's get our Open Novice finalists to the front of the stage, please. Come on up, you guys, don't be shy. I'm sure you've done this hundreds of times before. Right, let's get him up on stage, John. This is the Open Novice final, ladies and gentlemen, on stand number 6, Toko Hapuku.
We have Corey Smith on stand number 5.
Lionel Taumata onto 4.
Duncan Leslie on the number 3.
Jordan Boyce onto 2.
And Willie McSkimming on the front stand. He doesn't want to use any extra energy. That's why he took number 1. He didn't want to have to walk down to 6. There'll be a bit of a cackle and a giggle on this one. They'll be shearing them hard, shearing them clean. These are the unlucky contestants who've never won an open final. So they get a bit of a chance to blow the cobwebs out, so to speak. 10 sheep to shear. 10 sheep to shear in the Open Novice final. Willie's buttering up the referee already. Come on now, Willie, just get on hold of that catching pen door. It looks like we're about right. All the blue singlets are this side of the door. That's the main thing. We're about to get cracking into this second to last event. Everybody happy? Timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go. We're off and racing in this one. The Open Novice Final. For those competitors that never won an Open event. And by golly, there's a good lineup of young shearers here. Some of them a little bit more experienced than others. But we'd like to see a little bit of jumping and skipping around. They're all into their work right from the word go. I'm picking Jordan Boys might be the first to drop out as he rocks it down there. But Toko Hapuka into the long blow he swings. Long blow time for Corey Smith. Duncan Leslie, Lionel Taumara just a couple of shots back. Willie McSkimming says, don't count me out. Over the shoulder now comes Jordan Boys. Top of the shoulder now for Toko Hapuka. Down and out to the last side for Boys. Hapuka out the last leg, and here comes Duncan Leslie as well. There's nothing in it. Willie McSkimming. Oh, it's Duncan Leslie. He snuck in, and he got that one out in 1 minute and 2 seconds, Jack. Hey, he really fooled me there.
Yeah, the big man, he should be in the front row, but he's playing like a back tonight, folks. He is pumping. Should be out on the wing the way he saw that first sheep. Fires into the undermine. Straight over the backbone for Duncan Leslie. Not mucking around tonight. Top knot comes off on stand number 3. Willie McSkimming flicks out the belly wall. Jordan Boy steps through and up the neck. Toko Hapuku breaks open the neck wall and into the base of the ear. Lionel Taumata into the belly. But Duncan Leslie, by golly, he must have had about 4 cans of Red Bull just before this final. He is flying into the long blow along with Jordan Boyce. One more shot. They turn for home together. Who's it going to be now, though, folks? It is all stands 2 and 3. Toko Hapuku trying to come back into the picture. He's over the line with Corey Smith. But it's going to be Duncan Leslie. Come on, Dunk. Keep it together. He's in the pen for sheep number 3, John.
They're loving every minute of it, right. He's stroking it off as Corey Smith down there on stand number 5. Hello, this one wants to walk about town. And out the last leg comes Willie in on stand number 5. But Duncan Leslie's making every shot win here now as he steps up the neck. Taumara comes down the last side now, the money side of the sheep. This one's a little bit smaller for him, and he's doing it due justice. Out the last leg he goes. But the pace, Duncan Leslie, he's fresh into this final. Didn't even know he was shearing in at 5. Stroke it off, lad. You're doing well, but out the last leg comes Duncan Leslie. He's got away by the complete last side on these shearers. He is smoking here, the finalist in stand number 3 in the Novice Shear final, Jacko.
Yeah, they're absolutely flying, folks. Duncan Leslie already has sheep number 4 out on the board. Open finalists, can we have you to the front, please? You open guys, just to do the draw. Thank you. Willie McSkimming, though, he shoots in the pen. Back on the board with 4. Jordan Boyce struggles to put that one down the porthole. Got it sorted now. But Duncan Leslie, folks, he's already broken the neck all open. Round the base of the ear and sets up for the first shoulder. Toko Hapuku is into the undermine. Trying to play catch up to Duncan Leslie. Corey Smith takes off the top knot. Lionel Taumata down the last side of sheep number 4. But it's still Duncan Leslie, the big man on stand 3. Look at him go, folks. Jockey, just flick those cards over, mate, please. Thank you. Duncan Leslie then, right out the last side. Right out to the toenail on sheep number 5. We are halfway through this novice final, John.
Yeah, they're working away. This is halfway for Duncan Leslie. Sheep number 5 on the board. Loving every minute of it. Just keep those tallies up to scratch, please, pen staff. Out the last leg come Toko down there on stand number 6. Corey Smith out the last leg as well. Oh, it's all happening. Taumara's right there. Jordan Boys down the last side. Willie's McSkimming and Goes in for number 5 as it brings it out as round the back of the head comes Duncan Leslie. Just check those cards as we go along. Jordan Boys now not bouncing quite as much as he was. Into the long blow comes the pacemaker, Duncan Leslie. Taumara's got what, sheep number 4 on the board, is it? Just check it out. Corey Smith down over the undermine. He swings and steps up the neck. Toko Hapuka down there on stand number 6. Works off that front shoulder into the long blow now. But it's still Leslie away out in front. Willie S. Cummings trying to come back with sheep number 5. Into the long blow he swings. But it's Leslie bouncing along quite comfortably out in front by a half a sheep. Change of steel there for Lionel Taumara. Will your man from Gore let the brakes off this time? Here comes Toko down the last side. Last side shoulder for Corey Smith as well. The Waimate legend down and out to the flank. Needs to cut the blows down. Too many shots going in because up over the top comes Duncan Leslie. He's on sheep number 6. Number 6 out is it. Just check those cards there, please. We need to know how many are gone out the door. Toko throws the belly out the back. Here they go, sheep number 6. Number 5 on the board for Corey Smith, is it? Don't know. We'll get it at the end, I suppose. Jordan Boys takes the belly off of the undermine coming up. Big shots down under the undermine and up the back, Jacko. But it's still Duncan Leslie coming over that shoulder on the money side of the sheep.
I've never seen this young fella shear like this, folks, but Duncan Leslie is absolutely smoking it off. Right out to the toenail he goes. Rolls it under that hamstring. Sheep number 7 is about to come out on the board for Duncan. Here we go, folks. Getting to the back end of this final now. The lungs are starting to burn. The wrist is starting to get as hard as a bit of wood. Toko Hapuku, he's down the last side too. Not too far back from Duncan. He's playing catch-up. Corey Smith still pushing hard. Hasn't shorn for a couple of years. Lionel Taumata sitting back doing the job. Playing the quality game. He could still come away with this title tonight. Willie McSkimming, he fires off into the pen. Jordan Boyce finishing touches on sheep number 6, but into the first shoulder of sheep 7. Duncan Leslie, folks, he is coming down on doing a beautiful job. Rolling round into the long blow then. Toko Hapuku, top knot off. Let's go, Toko. You got 3 sheep left in the pen to catch him up, brother. You're not too far behind at the moment. Duncan Leslie into that last shoulder. Willie McSkimming breaks open the neck wall. Big Bad Lionel is pushing out that last hind leg. Sheep number 6 about to come out on the board for him. Corey Smith breaks open the neck wall, but Duncan Leslie, folks, here he goes. Changes steel and comes back on the board with sheep number 8, John.
Oh, the sheep that have kicked the door open. He wasn't quite ready for it with the new iron going on. Can he get him out in under a minute now? Doing pretty well. Time gone so far is about 8 minutes. Out the last leg for Willie McSkimming. Sheep number 7 almost completed. Sheep number 8 must be on the board for Leslie. Just check those tallies. Under the shoulder comes Boys. Down and out to the flank. Likewise is Corey Smith, but one back off the pace. Number 8 on the board for Toko. Flicks the belly out the back. He's chasing out after Duncan Leslie on the 3 stand. Toko's down on the 6 and up over the top he comes. A bit of a sweat towel wipe for Corey Smith. He says, crikey, it's hot up here. Still got a grin on his face though. Taumata out the last leg. Sheep number 8 turning for home. Duncan Leslie into the long blow. Stand 6, Toko Hapuku rolling it up now. One over the top he comes. Still the last side behind the pacemaker. Willie McSkimming is smoking along with sheep number 8 on the board. Up the top now is Corey Smith. Lionel Taumata the undermine. Number 9 in the board for Leslie. Boyd's in the long blow. It's all tight up here there, Jacko.
Yeah, Duncan Leslie is still pumping, folks. He swings around into the undermine, but Toko Hapuku is starting to come back into the picture. He's only one belly behind him at the moment. Let's go, Toko. You better suck in some air, young fella. Get fit and fired up because you can catch him up. There's one sheep left in the pen for these 2 shearers. Duncan Leslie round the back of the head. Willie McSkimming firing into the undermine. Jordan Boyce in the pen for sheep number 9, but Duncan Leslie still out in front at the moment. Into the long blows he goes. Lionel Taumata and Corey Smith out the last hind leg, but Duncan Leslie turns for home. Toko Hapuku into the long blow. Let's go, Toko. You're 6 shots behind the pace at the moment, young fella. Keep it going. Duncan Leslie out the last hind leg. Right out to the toenail. 1 left in the pen for Big Bad Dunk. Down the porthole she goes. And Duncan Leslie goes for sheep number 10, John.
He's not letting go of this lead, by golly. 7 or 8 shots now as he goes down the valley. Underminder coming up very shortly as Lionel Taumata's got number 7 on the board. In left in the wake a little bit is Toko Hapuku down there on stand number 6. He brings out his 10th and final sheep. He's the undermine back. He's pulled back a couple of shots on this one. He's firing it in hard. Up over the top he comes. Around the back of the head goes Duncan Leslie. Has he run out of steam? Toko down there on stand number 6. Round the back of the head from him. Jordan Boys goes in for 10. Willie McSkimming's got 10 on the board. Check the cards on Lionel Taumata. He must be further ahead than that. Into the long blow comes Toko Hapuku. Rolling onto the last side. Here comes Duncan Leslie. Right amongst it. Leslie down the last side, Jacko. They're steaming it off.
Let's go, Toko, because Duncan has a kicker. Come on, you fellas, make some noise. They've had a hell of a race. Toko or Duncan, who's it going to be? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We have a dead heat. Absolutely identical. What a last side there from Toko. Beautiful shearing right down the board.
He was smoking, of course. Willie McSkimmings, he's got his last one on the board. Jordan Boys as well. Lionel Taumata's got a little bit to do. Corey Smith has got left in the wake as Willie McSkimmings says, thank golly, that one's over. Out the last leg now for Jordan Boys. A good shear from those two on the front stands. Taumata was at the end of his lot. Weren't keeping quite count. Taumata finished. Corey Smith done the job.
Well done, boys. Put your hands together, folks. That was the Open Novice Final. Up next, we have the big one, the Open Final. So those shearers can be down waiting in the wing, please.
Rightio, could we have all the Open finalists, please, to see our chief referee? All the Open finalists. To see Mr. Robert McLaren. You probably don't know him by Robert McLaren.
Pens straight up the back.
Angus Moore, please. Angus Moore to the shearing stand. Angus Moore.
So we're just getting the shearers to check over their pens first, folks. They have one sheep to come out. That means when they come back out onto the stage, we can announce them up and they will get straight into shearing. There'll be no mucking around. So we're just giving them a chance to look over their sheep now to make sure everything's in line. These 20 sheep, depending how they've been drafted, could be shorn anywhere from 16, 17 minutes. And I'm pretty sure we've seen the woolly monsters here shorn in about 19 when they were absolutely choked up with wool. So we don't know what's going to be in store yet, but it will be fast and furious. Rabbit McLaren, how many are in the pen? So we have Tacoma Ono Hipe in the pen, folks. 16 sheep in the pens.
The back sock rule applies. Got to take the back socks off, otherwise you'll be whacked with serious points of a couple each. Don't worry about the front socks. Just take the back socks off.
Alrighty, these shearers are just about ready to go, folks. They've got the front pen loaded. They'll have a few peelers out and behind so they can come home strong. Alrighty, can we get these shearers back out the front, please? All the finalists to the left-hand side of the stage.
Okay, we're looking to get a start on this event. Could we have our open shearers to the left-hand side of the stage, please? Nathan Stratford, you're available. He didn't get trampled in the pens up there, did he? He's only a wee fella. Okay, here we go. The open shear over 16 sheep, sponsored by PGG Wrightsons, ladies and gentlemen, on stand number 6 from Pleasant Point and through.
On stand 5, defending champion from Invercargill, Nathan Stratford.
From the north of the South Island, from Seddon, Angus Moore.
On stand 3, he's fit and fired up from Invercargill, Leon Samuels.
All the way from the North Island and Danny Verkers, Gavin Much on the 2 stand.
And lucky last on 1, the big man from Cheviot, Troy Piper.
Shearing judges to the board, please. This will be a good go here tonight. We've had the sheep selection all done and dusted. The men in the pens know all about it. I'd like to remind the men of the pens to please flip the cards over as we get through this competition. Not mentioning anybody or looking at anybody, but he's pretty prevalent leaning over the door. Maybe stand 4 with it. So they've done well to get here. They've shown in the elimination heats this morning. Round 2 just before lunch. And now the 16 sheep final, sponsored by PGG Wrightsons and VetMed. We can expect some fireworks. Stay this side of the door. We don't want you to injure yourself.
Here we go, folks. This is the big one. The shearers are on the doors and ready to go. Make a bit of noise for them. This is going to be fast and furious. 16 the pens. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go.
Righto, they're away and racing this time. And through from Pleasant Point. Tall, lean shearer down there. He knows all about this game. Been round a haircut or two, and they flicken the bellies out the back just like that. Nathan Stratford, high quality shearer. As Dayad, we just said before, he was defending champion on the 5 stand. Angus Moore, great quality shearer from the top of the South Island. Round the back of the head he comes. I think that one of the crowd favourites is Leon Samuels from Invercargill. Gavin Much from Danny Verkes coming down here to steal their thunder. The only North Islander in the team. Troy Piper comes over the top. Who's it going to be? The Much man. He gets it out. 45 seconds, Jacko.
Yeah, Gavin Much is absolutely pumped up, folks. He'll have that kilt on later on for the prize giving. Gavin Much swings around into the undermine. Nathan Stratford is finishing the touches of sheep number 1. In goes Angus Moore. Troy Piper back on the board, but up the neck already. And been there, done that is Gavin Much. Fires around the back of the head. Leon Samuels back on the board. These fellas will be thinking, holy hell, what did he have for dinner? Gavin Much down into the long blow and through into the undermine. Top knot off for Angus Moore, but already with a half a sheep lead, folks, is Gavin Much from Danny Verk. He's over the last shoulder. filling up that comb, absolutely choking it down the last side. Right at the top of the leg. Sheep number 2's going to go out, folks. Here we go. Gavin Much is in the pen for number 3, John.
Oh, he's making it look easy at the moment, and he's getting his cards tipped over so we know how many he's done. A little bit better than some of the rest of them along the line. To the top of the shoulder now is Leon Samuels. In goes Troy Piper. Angus Moore is hanging on the tails of these 3 at the moment. Down the last side comes the Stratman and the Samuels together. In goes and through. Beautiful stuff from these elite shearers here. Leon Samuels says, let me add another one. Keeps it nice and quiet as he pulls it out of the door. But up the long blow this time, the Muchman. Born and bred in the island of Scotland, as he comes across the top shoulder now. Sweeping it away. Been in New Zealand, came out here as a young fella and he decided to stay, and out the last leg he's rolling and he's making a meal of it at the moment. Run over the tail and over the hock and down the hole it goes. He's got at least half the last side in front of the next man. Angus Moore is chasing hard. Troy Piper up on the front's got a bit of a wriggler. Angus Moore steps into the ped. Come on, the Strathman. You're off the pace at the moment. And through down there in the 610 into the last side he swings. Up on the front though here, Leon Samuels on 3 out the last leg. He's going to be the last to change. There's nothing in it between stands 6, 5 and 3 at the moment. But the pace all up in front from Danny Burke at the moment. Jackie's into the long row again.
He is absolutely flying, John. Troy Piper's trying to come back into the picture, but Gavin Much is already turning for home. Cheekwall comes off on stand number 2. Leon Samuels takes off the top knot on stand number 3. Gavin Much, though, he's down and under the flanks, sweeping out that last hind leg. No one is in sight at the moment. Angus Moore, though, he's on that last shoulder, coming back into the picture. Filling that comb up. In goes Gavin Much for sheep number 5. Angus Moore right out the sock. Here he goes, folks. We got a bit of a battle starting to build up now. Angus Moore in the pen for sheep 5. Leon Samuels down the last side. And through takes off the Cheekwall along with Nathan Stratford. Troy Piper had a bit of a woolly monster. He is a little bit back off the pace on that one. Round the base of the year for Gavin Much. Angus Moore into the undermine. Can he catch him up, folks? There's nothing in it at the moment between stands 2 and 4.
Nothing in it, you're dead right. I think Angus Moore decided that he's not going to let Gavin Much get away too far from him. And Troy Piper's got another one on the board. Down the off leg he goes. The big undermine shots coming in for the man from Cheviot. But it's Muchman under the shoulder on the last side. Another one on the board for Nathan Stratford and Ant through down the far end. Trailing the field a little bit. Leon Samuels is starting to come out after the pacemakers. Here comes Angus Moore from Seddon, who's the fittest and can last the longest over these 16 biggie woolly sheep. And from Bourndale, out the last leg for Leon Samuels. Troy Piper's been gobbled up in the line. Keep ticking those cards over, gentlemen, as we shear what sheep number 6 is it. Stratford to the top of the shoulder. Here comes Angus Moore round the back of the head. He's picked up the Much at the moment. Sweeping in, blow for blow. Jack, they're right on their game.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader, and that is the young man of Angus Moore. He is over that last shoulder, picked up Gavin Much. See you later, alligator. Better not forget that toilet paper. Pumping down the last side, Angus Moore. Here he goes. Hit that speed shear pattern. Whipped out that last side. He's in the pen for sheep number 7. Gavin Much then, he's still working hard out the sock. And he dives as well. Leon Samuels turns for home. Troy Piper down into the long blow. Stratty and through break open the neck wall and shear into the base of the year. But it's all Angus Moore now. Crikey, he is absolutely flying, folks. Straight up the neck, breaks open the neck wall. Gavin Much takes off the top knot. Leon Samuels has a little bit of a kick, settles it down and pumps out that last side. Stratty turns for home. But they're not going to catch Angus Moore. He is really starting to pull away from Gavin Much now, John.
Yeah, he's working hard. Once again, you've got to line those sheep up for the portals. That can cost you valuable time and rhythm. get the head down the chute before you let it go. Swooping out the last leg is Angus Moore, by crikey. He's got 4 or 5, 6 blows on Gavin Much now as he rolls in for sheep number 8. Stratty's got number 6 or 7 on the board as it out the last leg comes and through. Number 7 on the board for the Strathman. Number 8 on the board for Gavin Much. Leon Samuels is halfway through. Sheep number 7, Troy Piper, likewise as he turns for home. There's a bit of a battle going on stands 1 and 3. But it's still Angus Moore, and here comes Gavin Much again. He picks up a couple of sweet ones. Round the back of the head he fires. Stratman into the long blow. Through down there, a little bit of trouble judging the sheep as he comes up above now and cleans the neck. In goes Leon Samuels. Up comes Gavin Much again. He's picked up Angus Moore. Has Moore gone too fast, too quick? Ooh, who knows? Maybe the sheep just giving him a little bit of grief. Under the shoulder and down and out the flank for the Gavin Much. Right there is Angus Moore. Nathan Stratford back on 5, just a sheep off the pace. In goes Gavin Much. Angus Moore not stepping into the pen so hard this time around. I think he might be on number 9. Just check those numbers here, Jack. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Gavin Much is starting to pull away, folks. He said, I can't let that young man Angus Moore beat me because I am the speed star. Gavin Much goes around the base of the ear. Sheep number 9 on the board for Angus. And Gavin down into the long blow for the Much man. The former world champion knows what it's all about on stand number 2. He turns for home, takes off the cheek wall. Angus Moore has a bit of a woolly monster, slows down a little bit and is into the long blow. He takes off the cheek. 7 or 8 shots behind Gavin Much now. 1 sheep in front of Nathan Stratford and through. Leon Samuels snaps open the neck wall, as does Troy Piper. But Gavin Much, he's in the pen first for sheep number 10. Down the last side for Angus Moore. He's out the hock. 1 more shot over the tail. Pops it down the porthole. Quick change of steel for Angus Moore. Gavin Much is into the undermine. Off comes the top knot on stand 2. Shreddy is back on the board. Leon just settles that one down a little bit. She's a little bit squeamish, a little bit ticklish. Angus Moore then fires into the belly wall, flicks it out. Can he catch back up to Gavin? Gavin says, like hell, brother, I am flying. Down into the long blow for the Scotsman. Filling that comb up. He's got 10 on the board. 6 left in the pen, John. He is pumping.
Yeah, just watching a new blade on for Troy Piper. Maybe that'll make the difference. He needs to keep the hammer down because he's 3/4 of a sheep off the pace. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing something special. These are big woolly sheep. They are full of strength and determination to destroy these open class shearers, but it's the boots on the other foot at the moment for the Much man as he brings out number 11. Number 11 about to come up for Angus Moore as well. Willie, just check those cards, man. I know you're busy in that pen. In goes Nathan Stratford, another one on the board for him. Number 10 is it. And through right on the case as well. Troy Piper to the top of the shoulder on the last side. Leon Samuels coming across the shoulder. He made a valiant attempt to pick up Gavin Much and Angus Moore there early in the piece, but then had a little couple of roughies that wouldn't go down the hole. Troy Piper beats him in for sheep number 11. Here goes the Leon Samuels with a fresh blade. Up over the top comes Angus Moore. The fufu valves might have been blown as Gavin Much is coming under the shoulder on the last side. Down and out to the flank. Nathan Stratford into the long blow, round the back of the head and the off shoulder for and through. Oh, Troy Piper, there's a bit of sweat glistening off the shoulder as well. It's time now for Much to change another gear. He's put a fresh ambies on, Jack. Oh, this could get hot.
Gavin Much is back on the board with the fresh steel. He'll have 5 peelers left. He's got 4 left in the pen. 12 is on the board for Gavin Much. Finishing touches of 11 for Angus Moore. Change of steel for Stratford. He's in for 11. Just be 1 sheep behind Angus Moore. But Gavin Much is starting to pull away even faster now, folks. He's got the fresh cut on you. Watch him peel. Down into the long blow for Gavin. Troy Piper pushes it down the porthole. He's in the pen for 12. They're not going to catch him, though. The Scottish Kiwi. The man we love to hate is Gavin Much. He is down the last side. He's now a Kiwi, folks. We're going to claim him as our own. The way he's shearing, he is absolutely pumping. He's in the pen for 13. Angus Moore turns for home on 12. Half a sheep behind. What's he got left in store for us, Sean?
Oh, I don't know, but Piper here up on the front. He was all go in the first 3 or 4, but he's been pipped at the post as Leon Samuels goes into the long blow alongside him. Sheep number 12 on the board. Number 12 getting finished for Angus Moore. He's starting to huff and puff a bit. In goes Stratty for what number is he? Number 12 for Strathman. Number 11 almost completed now for Ant Frew. There's only 16 to shear in this lot altogether. Angus Moore goes in for number 13. He's a half a sheep off the pace. Can they pick him up? Stands 1 and 3. Leon Samuels and Troy Piper. Number 12 on the board for Nathan Stratford. He's got 4 left in the box. Likewise is Ant Frew down on stand number 6. Here comes Gavin Much under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Sheep number 13. Almost completed. Change the card on stand number 4, please. He's on 13, is he? Yes, he is. And down into the pen is Gavin Much. He's lost a bit of weight to this one. Just had to readjust his briefs. Oh, the belly's coming off. 1, 2, 3 shots. Angus Moore's been picked up by Leon Samuels now. Troy Piper's just back under the covers a little bit. Here comes Leon Samuels. He's starting to let the brakes off. Whoom, whoom, whoom. And he just hit that last side, Jack.
Yeah, that sheep's going to come out though. Leon, push it down the portal, brother. Well done. Well done. Great control there. Back to the shearing though. Gavin Much has a very big lead now. More than half a sheep. Sheep 14 is out on the board for Gavin Much. 13 on the board for Nathan Stratford. So he's a good sheep and a half behind Gavin Much at the moment. Leon Samuels and Angus Moore, blow for blow around the back of the head. They work together. Troy Piper into the undermine of 14. Top knot off for him. Can he catch up to the Much man? I don't think so, because Gavin is in the pen for 15, folks. 1 left in the pen for Gavin Much. He's back on the board with a woolly monster. He is loving these sheep in Waimate, John.
He's certainly loving them, all right. A little bit of a struggle for Ant Frew down there on the bottom end. Out comes Strathman. He's about to pull another one onto the board. Just check those cards. We need to make sure Leon Samuels has got number 14 on the board. Angus Moore. What's he got? Has he got number 15? Number 15 for Leon. That's what I thought. Troy Piper's about to go in for 15, but Gavin Much is into the long blow. Leon Samuels has not given up the chase. He is up the neck and around the back of the head as the Gavin Much turns into the last side. 1 left in the pen. Here comes Samuels now into the long blow. He's as fit as a buck rat and he turns for home. Much under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Angus Moore into the long blow. Troy Piper a little bit further back with the undermine coming off, and Stratman in the long blow on 14. Belly off there for stand number 6. In goes Gavin Much. What sort of time we got? 15 minutes are gone. Here comes Leon Samuels. What do you reckon, Jack? Is he going to do it?
I think Leon Samuels has an absolute humdinger on the board, folks. Can he catch up to Gavin Much? Top knot off for Gavin Much. Let's go, Leon. Pump it, brother. Top knot off for Leon Samuels. We got a race on now, folks. Stands 2 and 3 is where it's happening. Round into the first shoulder for Gavin. Here comes Leon, though, folks. Hit in the long blow together. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new leader. Leon Samuels turns for home. Let's go, Leon. Keep it together, brother. Over that last shoulder. Down the last side. Cleaning off the front bull. Gavin Much says, bugger, I'm coming down the last side, but Leon says, come at me, it is mine. Down the last side, 1 more shot and Leon Samuels goes out.
I knew he was a crowd favourite. I got a fair bit of my ear behind me. He was well supported. Gavin Much with a great shear. Absolutely fantastic. Set the pace alight. Angus Moore gave it his best shot right through till about sheep number 12. Then he started a huff and puff and down the last side. It's hot up there under those lights. It's demanding because the sheep are strong. Well done, Angus Moore. You gave us a good thrill. It's Troy Piper with the 16th and final sheep on the board. One in the out the last leg comes a Nathan Stratford. 1 in the pen still. In he goes. There comes Troy Piper. Hits the time button and stands up in a well-earned rest. And Frew's got one left in the box as well as he comes onto the last side. The two shearers down the far end, they missed the vacuum and didn't get sucked along. They just shore away. They're shearing with the quality they always shear with. But they're making every blow count from now. They know that the seconds are counting away. Every 20 seconds you're behind the fastest shearer, you'll get a point added in time. So Stratty rolling it up. He knows he's got 3 or 4 points maybe missing there in the time section. But the quality will carry him through. We're well assured of that. Over the shoulder he comes. Ants turning up the undermine. About to step forward. Nathan Stratford, always a grand competitor. Little bit of bouncing here on this last one. Settle her down and give her a kiss, mate. Out the last leg he rolls. One under the hock, one over the tail and down the chute for Nathan Stratford from Invercargill. There we go, Ant Frew. Just he's got about 20 odd shots to go. Coming on to the last side, ladies and gentlemen, the last of the shearing you'll see here this evening. We have been treated to a fine spectacle from these 6 great athletes up here at the 55th Waimate Spring Shears. And Frew, ladies and gentlemen, Pleasant Points, big shearer. Round of applause for the rest of the crew. What a great shear.
All right, folks, we're just going to have a quick clean up at the front here. We'll get the prizes set up and we're going to get straight on with the prize giving.
Test. Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please, as is now getting down to the last bit of official business here at the 55th Spring Shears at Waimate. Been a great day. Just a little update on the score, 37-17, I think, to the Kiwi woman against Australia. So the Black Ferns are doing very well. And I'd just like to introduce Mr. Warren White, who has a wee bit of an announcement. Could you do a little bit of quiet, please, and give Warren a fair crack?
Rightio, I'd just like to welcome everyone along tonight. Thanks very much for coming. Thanks very much for all the volunteers of the weekend. There's been hundreds of them, and just everything's went real smooth. Just for have a few beers tonight. There's courtesy vans for the way home. Don't be scared to ask anytime. There's van. And just a wee, we had one of our life members die last week, Mr. Lindsay Hossick. So if we could have just a moment's silence, please. Yep, just a moment's silence for... Yep, thanks very much. Right, we'll carry on with our presentations.
Okay, well, the first on the card this evening. The Novice machine shearing, the Blair Motors repair and Chris Shave contracting. Is Blair Campbell in the audience? Not here. Okay. Well, we'll get Warren to present the prizes, please. First prize with a 17.269 in the Novice machine shear over one sheep with $150 cash and a sash. Jordan Rookie. What do you reckon, Jordan? You got a couple of kind words?
Not really. First of all, I'd just like to thank my whānau for coming to support, and everyone behind the scene, our judges, the sponsors. Without you, we wouldn't have this weekend. So, and all the helpers too. Have a good night, whānau. Stay safe and don't drink and drive. Kia ora.
Well said, well said. Second, receive $100 and a sash. Cody Waihapi. $50 and a sash goes to Reuben Wilkinson. $50 in cash in fourth position, Hoanui Wipeka. $25 in a sash, fifth position, Holly Whakaroa. In the sixth spot, $25 in a sash goes to Trace Payton. And the Quality Award, 0.8, the Waimate Shearing, goes to Cody Waihapi. Big smile for the Canberra young people. Awesome stuff to see you here performing at your best. Enjoy the moment. Flash Harry Sash. Well done. We'll moving on now to the women competition, sponsored by Ellerslie Farms. A big battle for those women over 5 sheep. They shore very well. $200 and a sash. Won by just on a point. Sasha Bond. She was the pacemaker. She's got a name on the 55th trophy. Come on over here. Yes, yes. You got a couple of words?
Thank you to all the spectators and the sponsors. Thank you to Warren for organising it, and hopefully it's another good year next year for everyone. Cheers.
Well done, Sasha. Seconds receive $120 and a sash, just a point behind Emma Martin. Third spot, $90 and a sash, Sabi Taitoko. $70 and a sash for Kushra Abraham in the fourth spot. In the fifth spot, $50 and a sash goes to Lydia Thompson. And $30 and a sash into the sixth number was Funi Wahapi. The special award of the quality of 5.67, sponsored by Ravensdown, goes to Emma Martin. Thank you, ladies. Awesome stuff, Sasha Bond and a fellow finalists. The junior machine, sponsored by Makihiki, Fries and Clifton Downs, along with a Lister. $300 and a sash with 30.6. 30.6. Emma Martin, she's had a great year. She's been up here that many times. She's only said about 6 words. I reckon I can get a couple more out of her this time. Em, would you like to add to more of those 6 words? Get 10 maybe.
I better start with the obligatory thank yous to our sponsors, Makiki, Fries and Clifton Downs. As I've said already today, thanks to committee, judges, everyone that makes the show work. It's a fantastic show. And special thanks to everyone that's given me a hand today and to get to where I am. And hope everyone has a safe and fun night.
She said it all. Thank you very much. Second prize, $160 and a sash goes to Lydia Thompson. Third prize, $130 goes to Donnie Stringer. Fourth spot, $110 and a sash, Robin Kraus. In the fifth spot, $95 and a sash, Connor Wilkinson. And in the sixth spot, $80 and a sash goes to Caleb Brooking. Special Quality Awards with .6, sponsored by the Royal Tavern, Emma Martin. First Local, sponsored by Tangi tree topping goes to Molly Clayton. And she also gets the Ian Dempsey Memorial Award with 11.5 for Molly. So a good shear for the locals. They've only got one packet of smiles, and that's already been used this afternoon. But well done. The intermediate machine shear sponsors Mark Murphy and Lister. There's Dick Murphy about. Dick doesn't appear to be in the audience. Thank you, Dick, for your sponsorship. The intermediate machine shear, a good battle. First, $400 and a sash with 31.672. Top qualified all the way through, Josh Devane from Tai Happy. Pretty hard to beat when he had the form we were showing. I think you better thank Mr. Murphy for helping you out here with a bit of a cash check. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no, thank you for that, Murphy. I'd like to thank the sponsors, the shearing committee, Warren White, he's been a bloody good boss this prelim, and the Waimate Shears crew, Jared Morgan and Kevin Butler, good buggers to be with. And yeah, no, thank you to the competitors. Awesome.
Well done, Josh. Second with $200 and a sash goes to Will Sinclair. The rest of you senior finalists, like just to make your way a little bit closer, the intermediate finalists just a little bit closer to the front, be quite handy. $180 and a sash goes to Jordan White. Moving on to fourth position, $170 and a sash goes to Aidan Tarrant. Fifth spies with $160 and a sash goes to Ruby Stone. And into sixth spot, $140 and a sash goes to Jack Pringle. Quality Award, sponsored by McMaster's Joinery, .633, Josh Devane. First local, sponsored by Mainfurt, Ruby Stone. Ian Dempsey Memorial Award, Ruby Stone. So Josh Devane and his fellow finalists, ladies and gentlemen, good round of applause. Well done, Josh. The senior machine shear. Hardy Petroleum and Backcountry Earthworks, along with Bourndale Farm, who were the sheep who we were shearing this evening. Great lineup of stock that come before the shearing competition, ladies and gentlemen. $700 and a sash for the winner. 42.92. 43.29 was the next one. Not much in it. Mitchell Menzies. You're hitting the way down there on the sixth stand. You were just doing it easy. What do you reckon about that?
Oh, it definitely wasn't easy, but I'd like to thank all the sponsors, the committee, Warren White, all the ladies in the kitchen and judges, boys out the back, all the truckies and everyone who made today really. Cheers, guys.
Awesome stuff. $400 in a sash, just a point behind, or less than a point. Adam Gordon. Big battle. $250 in a sash goes to Blake Crooks. $200 in a sash, Joseph Gordon in the 4th spot. Into the 5th spot, Reuben King, $170 in a sash. And 6th but not least, $150 in a sash goes to Scott Cameron. The special awards, the quality award of 8.5, sponsored by the Royal Tavern. Royal Tavern goes to Scott Cameron. The first local, sponsored by Ellerslie Farms, Andrew Brooks. The M. Dempsey Memorial Award, 9.25, Andrew Booth. Did I get that right? Where did I get Brooks from? Must be thinking of water. So Andrew Booth, well done, the local shearers. Congratulations, Mitchell Menzie, on a great shear and your fellow finalists. The open novice shear, that was those 6 contestants and got up and had a good blast out earlier this evening. Sponsored by Lister. Tommy Wilson, he's here representing Lister, and they've had their lovely plants up here performing for us for the last couple of days. Tommy, you want to come and shake a hand, or you're quite handy? He's probably out doing his work. First receive product and say, oh, he's here. He snuck in. He's normally hiding under a cap, and he's a man of few words.
Few words.
Thank you. It's about what I expected. Product in a sash, 44.054, Duncan Leslie. Product in a sash for Jordan Boys for 2nd spot. Lionel Tamara runs into the 3rd spot. Where's Jordan? Way deep in the bar, is he? Willie McSkimming into 4th. Product in a sash. I think that stuff means you've actually got a few combs and you need to go to work again. 5th spot goes to Toko Hapuku. And Corey Smith into 6th spot. Looks like it's all go. How did you enjoy that one anyway, Duncan? You were a late entry into it, mate, and you just got up there and blew it away.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to get the call up. Yeah, thanks, Tom, for sponsoring this event. Thanks for all the work you do, Warren, putting it together. It's always run well here. Thanks to all the competitors that turn up tonight. Yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Well said. Thank you, Duncan. Always got to get the photos for the magazine. Awesome stuff. Thanks, people. Thank you, Tom, for your sponsorship. The open blade, we have Grant Heyman, Ewan Penny, and the vet centre, either of those gentlemen here. Grant Heyman, looks like he's coming forward. Ewan. Well, the joint sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, who's going to get to say the few words? The young one or the old one? The young one.
A lot of people here might think I've got a speech impediment, so I won't say much. But I know a lot of work and a lot of experience goes into shearing sheep and making it look that easy. And it's really impressive to see so many people make it look that simple. And I've really enjoyed watching you tonight and last night as well. So well done to everyone. It's really good to see another Scotsman there at stand number 2 at the end. So, yeah, thank you.
Well done, Ewan. Thank you and Grant for your sponsorship. $450 and a sash. And the George Kariatana medal, 53.4825. The Silver Fox on the one stand, Tony Dobbs. Oh, he's going down for a kiss. I was going to get a couple of words out of him. He'll be just mind-blowing now. But he's still got something to say, haven't you, Tony?
Yeah, actually pretty short for words. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Waimate crowd for all the support they've given the Waimate Shears over the weekend. You're always an awesome crowd. It's my favourite place to shear, and I think that's why I perform, because you guys have been pretty supportive with your support. To be honest, I didn't think I'd do this anymore. I'm getting a wee bit grey in the hair, but it's moments like this that make all the practice worthwhile. Thank you.
Well done, Tony. Well done. $200 and a sash for second spot goes to Scott Mackay. $125 and a sash goes to Alan Oldfield. In the fourth spot, $100 and a sash, the man that come out of the hospital just to get up on stage, Mike McConnell. Fifth spot, $75 and a cash, Tim Hogg. And $50 in a cash goes to Phil Oldfield into the 6th number. Just 2.5 points covered first and second, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pretty tight competition. So it looks like we're all go. No, we went short. Where's Ellen? Why didn't I call him out? Oh, he's away, that's right. Alan Oldfield was in the third spot, $125. He's shot through the gap. I don't think he'll be taking his blades north. I know it's been cold up there. Thank you to Grant Heyman and Ewan Penny for your sponsorship. Tony Dobbs and his fellow finalists, ladies and gentlemen. They gave a great demonstration in their final of blade shearing. Awesome stuff. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, we got another page. That's right. One way of getting the sack is make a muck up in there. Quality of points, sponsored by the Tangi Tree Topping. 0.7, 0.66, 7.66, Alan Oldfield. He's not here to get it. We'll have to send it along. The Murray Sullivan Memorial Cup for the highest job points, board and pin. 7.66, Alan Oldfield. The Willie Montgomery Memorial Trophy, Tegan O'Leary for the highest quality points. Oh, Tegan, she wants to come up here and give it a kiss. And we have a young fella to kiss. Awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Tegan O'Leary. Got a lovely trophy. And it goes to Mr. Tim Hogg with a 5.33. Yeah, I told you. Go on, give her another one, Tim. Thank you, Tegan, for presenting that trophy. Blade Shearing Open finalists, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome effort. People, thank you very kindly. We have some special prizes to give away as well. Before we do the Open. We're going to give them away before we do the Open. We want to hold this suspense. The Quality Encouragement Award, the best quality points in the heats over the junior and intermediate machine and intermediate blades. Sponsored by Ellerslie Farms, $150, 0.6. Emma Martin. Whoa, she's in the money. Emma is in the first spot. 6.33. Josh Devane gets the second spot. Where's Josh? Here he comes. And into third position, $50, Jordan White. Where's Jordan? Here he comes. Not much of a sprint on there, Jordan. You're getting a bit tired. Great to see you people here. You competed well. Great quality, and that's what it's all about here at the shearing competition. Okay. Got to get the smiles taken. Thank you, people. We have the F.J. Henshaw Cup for the top local shearer, aged under 30. Well, that counts a few of us out. And it goes to Molly Clayton. Gets the F.J. Henshaw Cup. I don't know why they put an age on it. They wanted some beauties coming up, that's for sure. Well done, Molly. We have the Stan Henderson Trophy next up. The top local highest quality overall points, both machine and blade. 8.6, Lewis Pincole. Where's Louis? He gets the Stan Henderson Trophy. While he's getting his photo taken, we have the Tangi tree-topping board and pin points, overall highest quality of the machines and blades, 3.2, Nathan Stratford. The Boyd family tray for the top woman shearer, Emma Martin. Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson, are you in the building? Would you like to come forward and present your prizes, please? And Emma from VetMed, thank you kindly. The open machine prize sponsored by PGG Wrightsons and VetMed. Would you like, one of you like to say a couple of words?
Hi everyone, thank you very much for coming out today. It's really exciting to watch the finals. One of the biggest things for me was that everyone's here. Last year there was no spectators, and it's made a huge difference just seeing the enthusiasm, excitement. It's been really good. So we're really proud to sponsor again this year, and in association with VetMed, which VetMed is a drench range that's manufactured in New Zealand for New Zealanders. So great product, and very proud to be co-sponsors of the shearing round. Thank you.
Well said, Michael. Thank you kindly. The big one, $1,200 up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. We saw a great battle up there on the board. The Warriors were going hammers and tongs. Who did you pick? Was it the speedsters or was it the slower men? $1,200 and a sash, the Hamilton Family Trophy with 55.889. Oh yes, we do have the two sashes. One is the second leg and one is the final leg. Oh, one is the new full wool title, not written down here on this page. So Gavin's going to get two sashes, $1,200 for Gavin Much with a 55.88. Is Mick Hamilton there, please? Mick Hamilton. He's been sitting in the front row all the time. Nobody told me about him. He's one of the legends round here. And Mick's going to present Gavin with the Hamilton Family Trophy. So Gavin wins the two titles, the Spring Show title and the PGG Circuit Round 2. He gets heaps of stuff this time round. But he was the man that made the pace, ladies and gentlemen. Gave you the entertainment and a well-deserved win. Thought he had run out of puff at one stage, but he changed a bit of gear. So just while he's getting his photo taken, well done to him. We would invite the second place getter with $720 in the cash. We had an 899 and a 9595. So there's not very much between the second place. Angus Moore. He also was running out of puff. It was a fast pace up there because the man that was in third spot, Leon Samuels, he pushed the way with $480 as the sash for him. Just another few fractions of a point behind. In the fourth spot, Nathan Stratford, $360 and a sash. In the fifth spot, $300 and a sash goes to Ant Frew. We're one short. Where are we going? And Troy Piper into the sixth spot, $300 and a sash. Place getters from 7th to 12th to see Eileen before you go away. Jack Fagan, Parada Abrahams, Lionel Taumata, Martini Mason, David Gordon and Stacey Tahuya. Just a couple of words, Mr. Much. What do you reckon about that?
It's actually better winning when you don't expect it too. I kind of thought where Strength of Fielder was here, I was going to be pushing it. So just had to try and do my thing and attack from the start and hang in till the end. So, but thanks to Warren and his committee for putting on a great spectacle again. This is one of the top shows in New Zealand now. So what you've achieved here is unbelievable, and that's why we keep coming back. And thanks to the sponsors for putting up prize money, and without it we wouldn't have these shows either. Cheers.
I think he might have had a bit of help with a bit of Scottish luck from one of our sponsors. But well done, Gavin, and thank you for that little interview. We have the Quality Awards now, sponsored by the Royal Tavern, 3.2, Nathan Stratford. First Local, sponsored by John and Fiona Gardner, Corey Smith. And the Ian Dempsey Memorial Award with 8.6 goes to Lewis Pincole. Lewis is still in the building. Don't be afraid of each other. Get a bit closer. Awesome stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Gavin Much and his fellow finalists here in 2022, along with our sponsors, Michael and Emma. Awesome stuff. Next. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being very, very patient here. I'm very, very sorry that we didn't have the blood nut, Mr. Norm Haraway, here helping me along, but Jack Fagan helped me out, and of course we had some great stuff from our wool handling compares. So I wish you a good night and be safe, and thank you for turning up here for the Spring Shears at Waimate for the 55th year.
And I'd just like to thank John for the wonderful job he's done over the weekend. We'd be buggered without him. Yep, thanks, John.
For those 7th to 12th open competitors, like to come forward and get their prizes, please.